Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we will be talking about the iQOO Z7 and we'll be talking about our experience using this device for almost more than a week now, and this is our in-depth review of the device. Now this device is priced $17,499 including offers, so it's priced $17,500 if you have the card offers. So that's a pretty good pricing for what it offers. It has the Dimensity 920 octa-core processor, a full HD AMOLED display, 90Hz refresh rate, then 4500 mAh battery, 44 watt charging, and a decent set of cameras, a 64 megapixel camera. So it's a pretty good package. It also has optical image stabilization and in-display fingerprint scanner, so it's well loaded in terms of features being offered. So how good the device is for this price segment, and what are the compromises on this device? So that's what we're going to talk about in this detailed video. So before getting started, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin. So first let's talk about the design. Now design is something which is pretty good on this device. Why? Because it's a very slim device, less than 8 mm in thickness, and it's extremely lightweight as well. It's a very small form factor, so that makes the device very good in hands. You can see here it's very compact to use, and the design language is also good. You have a matte finish back panel which is finished pretty well. You get the gradient colors, the camera unit is neatly laid out, and the overall in-hand feel also looks good. You have the power and volume keys on the right side, then you get the 3.5mm audio jack as well. Then you get the USB Type-C port and the speaker unit along with the SIM tray. There is also SD card support included. So in terms of design aspect, something very compact looking device, and also in-hand abilities are pretty good. Now talking about the front panel, this is where there is a small compromise. You get a larger bezel and a water drop notch. That's one of the compromises on this device in terms of design elements, but otherwise it's a pretty good device to hold because it's a very compact device, slim and lightweight, and the material finish also looks pretty good. So design and build quality is really good on the iQOO Z7. Now next let's talk about the display. Now if you look at the price category, the 15 to 20,000 price segment, we don't see a lot of devices offering full HD AMOLED displays and higher refresh rate, because the pricing has now changed because of the increase in the manufacturing cost. Now if you see last couple of years, the 15 to 20 price segment has moved to 20 to 25,000 price segment, and the 11 to 15k price segment has moved to 15 to 20k price segment, all because of the price rise. Now this is one device which comes with an AMOLED display. It is a full HD AMOLED display, and you get 90Hz refresh rate. Now 90Hz isn't bad, but this would have been better if you had 120Hz refresh rate, but again 90Hz is a pretty good refresh rate on this device. Now if you look at the display quality, is again really good. It's a vibrant and crisp display, pretty good brightness levels as well. The touch response is also good. There is short sensation, glass protection also included, but there is a compromise. There is a water drop notch included. That's not a common feature of phones in this price segment, but in 2023 you have to accept that you will have some compromises somewhere, and one of the compromise is a U notch, and you can see that the bezels are also not so minimal at the bottom. So that's one aspect of the display which is a compromise, but otherwise the display quality definitely looks good. One of the best displays in this price segment. Vibrant and crisp display, good viewing angles, touch response is very smooth, and colors and overall experience with the display looks pretty good. So that's the display aspect of the iQOO Z7. Let's move on to the software. Now you get Android 13 out of the box and FunTouch OS 13. Now FunTouch OS, as you all know, Vivo's FunTouch OS is the one powering iQOO devices as well. Now this is no different. The FunTouch OS we have seen last year also. It's quite similar on this device. You get a plethora of options, including option to customize the refresh rate, and then you get the option for dynamic effects, including ambient light effect, home screen transitions, fingerprint icon animation, USB charging animation. So a lot of things are there on this device in terms of settings, and you get support for themes. Then there is ultra game mode included. Then plethora of options generally you see on FunTouch OS is available on this device as well. Now there are few pre-installed applications available on this device. You can uninstall them, but there are some bloatwares. That has been the case with most of the iQOO and Vivo devices. So here also you can see some bloatwares, including shares, Snapchat, ShareChat, etc. So you can uninstall them. So that's the UI. So UI experience I feel pretty good, because iQOO is also one of the brand which has been providing updates on a regular basis. So this device also get 2 years of update cycle and 3 years of security patches. So that's pretty good. So Android 14 and Android 15 is kind of will be available on this device. So that's a pretty good promise for this budget segment. So software experience is good. Now talking about the performance. Now this is powered by the Dimensity 920 octa-core processor, LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage support. It's a pretty good capable device. The Dimensity 920 octa-core processor is a capable chip, and here also it delivers pretty good performance, and we hardly see any sort of issues in terms of day-to-day experience. There is pretty smooth experience, no lags whatsoever. Even the gaming experience is quite okay, I would say, for this price category, 15 to 20,000 price category. It did perform quite well. We didn't see any sort of heating issues on this device, so I would say it's a good performer in the 15 to 20k price segment. Now there is one good thing about this device, probably good or bad, you can decide. This has in-display fingerprint scanner. So if you are a person who likes in-display fingerprint scanner, this device ships with an in-display fingerprint scanner, one of the few devices offering that in this price segment in 2023. Now the fingerprint scanner experience is also pretty good on this device. So that's the fingerprint scanner and software and performance. Now talking about the call quality, you get a dual SIM card support, 5G support is there, Airtel Jio SIM cards we tried, 5G works pretty well. Then you get all the other aspects in terms of network capabilities are there on this device. We did not see any sort of signal issues. The speaker quality was not so impressive. It's a single speaker and not so impressive in terms of output, especially if you are watching multimedia or watching movies. You might feel the speaker is not so high in terms of the loudness. So that's one thing which we feel iQOO should be improving. Now next is the cameras. So now we have a very minimal camera setup. Again, a cost cutting. You don't have an ultra wide nor a macro, just the 64 megapixel Samsung's GW3 sensor with optical image stabilization, and you get a secondary depth camera and a 16 megapixel selfie camera. Now we have done the detailed camera review of this device, so you can check out that video to see how the performance is. We found that the primary camera, in fact there is only a primary camera, the secondary camera is just for depth. The primary camera is a capable camera, pretty good sharpness levels, good details, good clarity is included. Now the HDR performance is also good. The close-up shots also came out pretty well. The portraits are okay, and the night mode also turned out to be pretty good because it has optical image stabilization, so it can provide images without any sort of shake. So that experience definitely works at least in this price segment. So cameras are kind of okay, I would say. Even the selfie experience also looks pretty good. So in case you want a detailed camera review, I would say do check out our detailed camera review uploaded a couple of days back. Now, so I would say the cameras are pretty good for the price segment it is being offered. But again, there is a compromise. There is no ultra wide angle camera on offer. So that was the camera aspect. Now moving on to the battery. Now you get a 4500 milliamp hour battery. Now that's kind of okayish performance, I would say, because this segment has 5000 milliamp hour on a lot of devices, but 4500 because it's a slightly smaller display compared to the competition, slimmer form factor. So 4500 makes sense. You get 44 watt fast charging, again one of the fastest in this segment. Generally you get 33 watt charging, but this is 44 watt, again kind of okay, I would say. Now the battery performance, we would say around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time on an average, that we feel for a 4500 mAh capacity battery, this is quite okay, I would say. So that's the battery life of the iQOO Z7. So that's our experience with iQOO Z7. So what are the pros and cons? Now the good aspects, first let's talk about the good aspects. Good design, very slim, lightweight, extremely compact form factor, good display, AMOLED 90Hz refresh rate, and it's a very colorful vivid display, good brightness levels too. Software experience is quite okay because you get Android 13 out of the box, 2 years of update is promised, so that's something which is good. The performance is also good, and the battery life is okay, the charging speeds are okay, and the cameras are also kind of okay. So what is the catch? Now at 17500 you miss out on the ultra wide angle camera. That's something which many might find a deal breaker, but again if you are a person who doesn't use ultra wide, that it doesn't make any much of a difference. Again, the macro camera is also missing, but again 2 megapixel macros doesn't make much sense, right? So those are the things which are missing in the camera. Then apart from that, the major downside is the front display, the water drop notch and the larger bezels. That's another compromise, number 2. Now third compromise I would say is the speaker. Again, it's not a very loud speaker. In terms of experience, there is no stereo speaker, so you have to live with the sound experience of this device. So that's another compromise. But overall, at the price of 17500, we would say this is definitely one of the good all-round packages out there, the new champ in the 15 to 20k price segment, without any sort of doubts. So you have to consider this aspect. In 2023 there will be a compromise in one or the other area, because you will not get a perfect device in the 15 to 20,000 price segment, because the costs have been increasing. So the compromise here is, the major compromise here is the display and the lack of ultra wide angle camera. So those compromises are okay for you, then this is definitely one of the best offerings in this price segment, with a great set of features being offered. So that was our experience with iQOO Z7. It's available on Amazon, so we'll share the link in the description of this video in case you plan to buy this device. It's available in 2 colors. We have the blue color, there is also a gray variant. So that's our detailed review of the iQOO Z7. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.